This is what I was gaming on in 2024, and this is what I gamed on in 2025. After almost a full year of using a gaming PC instead of a PS5, it made me realize that I'm not really much of a PC gamer. But also, I'm not really sure the PS5 is something that I want to go back to. Here, let me show you. So this is what console gaming looks like. You usually have a pretty big couch, you're usually out here in your living room, and you usually have a pretty big TV to play on. And just like any other gaming session, playing on a bigger screen is always going to be better. It just does not matter how good your monitor is, because having a larger screen and a comfier couch is going to be miles ahead. Especially after you've already been working at your desk for 8 hours of the day, whether that's in the office or in your home office, having a change of scenery and a change of the amount of cushion and the amount of relaxing that a couch can provide is going to be a lot better. But similar to my PC, what I learned from the PS5 a couple years ago was that it was still really limiting. I had to sit on this couch, I had to be out here in the living room, and I could only play on this TV, and I couldn't take it anywhere else. That's part of why I built a PC, and also part of one of the learnings I got from building that PC. So let's go back to my desk so I can tell you all about it. Okay, so there's a lot that I learned from building a PC that if you're someone that's building a PC for the first time, I definitely think you need to take it into consideration. Take it from someone that was in your position just 12 months ago, it's definitely complicated. You're buying a lot of different parts that have different compatibility and have a ton of specs with micro upgrades between each of the parts. And to make it even further confusing, every graphics card has a ton of options to choose from. Just looking at an AMD 9070 XT, it can come with 2 fans, 3 fans, overclocked from MSI, Gigabyte, Asus, Steel Legend. You can choose it to be in white, black, with RGB, with no lighting. It just goes on and on and on. And that's just one part of what makes up the whole PC. And it's going to be the same for every single part. It almost feels like you're having to cut a wire to stop a bomb from blowing up, and you can't make a mistake. Or at least that's what it felt like to me, because I can't just drop $1,000 to $1,500 on a PC only to come to find out that it's not really what I wanted, that it wasn't the parts that I wanted. So what is my first recommendation? Definitely use a PC Parts Picker guide. Places like PC Parts Picker, as you might have guessed, Microcenter PC Build Guide, or just simply YouTube channels like Scattervolt all offer guides that are even going to handpick some of the PCs that you can use as a starting point. The 2 first options will tell you things like a CPU doesn't match with the motherboard, or the mother itself won't really fit the case, whereas channels like Scattervolt won't really tell you that compatibility, but it can give you a good start with PCs that he would recommend that you build for different types of budgets. Motherboards also come with a lot of different features, so definitely watch out what you're looking for and what you want to use in the future. I recommend getting one that has at least 2 M.2 drives and a couple of hard drives themselves as well. This way you don't have to overhaul your whole system when you want to upgrade storage. And you also don't have to spend a lot on getting an 8 terabyte storage at the start when you only have 1 M.2 drive. All PCs also get most expensive as they become smaller. Buying a large tower like this one is probably the most budget conscious option to go with. The case is less expensive, the motherboard's ATX are also going to be less expensive, and you can add a ton more fans so that it's always going to be cool. And if you're honestly thinking that you're going to get more features by going with a smaller PC because it's more expensive, that's actually not the case for PCs. For some reason, as the PCs get smaller, they get more and more expensive. And also, there's going to be more troubleshooting for cooling because some of those cases can't fit as many fans, so they won't cool as well. But something that I did realize, even though the process of picking all the parts and having to learn about all of the different parts and compatibilities, and even though that part was frustrating, the actual building of the PC was really fun. And if you're still asking yourself if you should build a PC, the answer unfortunately is still the cliche. It depends. It's definitely going to be for you if you're a spec chaser who just wants to get all of the frames in any game. You can fine tune a bit of your parts by overclocking and adjusting the fan speeds and setting up the correct whatever XMP is in BIOS. I forget what I did to unlock like the RAM to go up to the highest hertz. You can also jump into every game settings and adjust things like the shadows, the reflection, the highlights, literally every part of the render to optimize for the highest frame rate or the best picture quality that you can get out of your PC. You can decide also if you want to keep upscaling turned on or off, something that you can't do on a console because they always use upscaling in order to be able to hit that 4K resolution. And if that's you, you probably already know that a PC is for you because making those adjustments brings a lot of fun to you, just like troubleshooting after a setup. You know what's not fun though for a first-time PC user? All of the upgrades that come from Windows, especially as someone that's coming from a Mac that has a lot less software updates throughout the week. Every time I went to turn on the PC, I was hit with an update Windows notification. Every time I open up a game after a few days, update. You want to open up an app? Update. It just felt like there was no end to the optimization updates and all of the little bug fixes. There was also a lot more waiting to get on a game. When you compare it to a console, you just have to turn on the console and it goes almost straight to the game immediately. For this, you have to turn on the PC first and then get to the app or the launcher of your choice, then choose what game you want to play, which opens up its own little screen, and then you have to choose where do you want to keep your games. You can also choose, do I want to buy them through Steam? Do I want to buy them through the Xbox app, through Epic Games? Everything just felt like an extra decision point that slowly turned into a million paths that you can take, and for an overthinker like myself, it honestly just drove me crazy. And all of those extra steps just stopped being fun. Coming from a Mac where I can just lock my screen and step away from the desktop and then it's back on in seconds when I come back, the process of turning on a PC just felt a lot more drawn out. It took so long just to get it back up and running. I always shut down the PC instead of putting it to sleep because I think it's better, and that just took a lot more time. But most importantly, similar to a PS5, it's limiting. Working from home or not, I have to sit at a desk for 8 hours of the day. So coming home to sit at a desk again is not really an ideal practice. When working from home, I like to finish my workday here at this desk and then step away from the desk, not just stay in the same place and jump to a different computer. So unfortunately, the PC just isn't as comfortable for me, especially for someone that's not competitive, so I don't want to be on a desk and play with keyboard and mouse. I like to lay back and play on a controller, but a chair just isn't as comfortable as a couch would be. And some of you will hate me for this, but definitely the keyboard and mouse, definitely not for me. I did prefer it for Marvel Rivals, but for everything else, for someone that likes to just be laid back on a controller, the keyboard and mouse is just too aggressive. The cliche of it depends really does come down to, do you want control over your games to squeeze as much performance out of a game as possible? If so, then a PC is definitely worth it. You can fine tune every part that you want so you can get the best and highest competitive edge over anyone else. And if you are new to building a PC, LTT does have some great walkthroughs to follow. I actually follow them to build this one, as well as some of the after troubleshooting options. If you are coming from a Mac, you can download a Windows installation key on the Mac itself to a USB using Homebrew and the terminal on Mac. You definitely don't have to get a Windows machine. I'll leave a YouTube link to the video that I follow for that as well, but definitely do that at your own risk. And for those of you that are on the other side of it depends, those of you that think this is too much, or you're still on the fence on the decision tree, take it from me, don't build one. I'm actually going to be undoing the one that I currently have, and it's because I'm going to be downgrading the size of this PC. I'm not gaming on it as much as I thought I would do, and it's mainly just been sitting here on my desk taking up space. But I still want the option to have a Windows machine for all of the accessories that I test on this channel, as well as having the option to play PC Game Pass in case I want to do that as well. So I don't know if I'm going to get a small form factor PC, because like I mentioned, those are more expensive, or I might just find a way to get it off the desk as well. For gaming though, I found that my solution to feeling locked is going to be a portable gaming system. It allows me to change where I play. I can play on the couch, I can play on the bed, I can play on the floor, or take it on the go with me if I decide to go somewhere else. It does not limit where I am. It doesn't lock me to my desk. It doesn't lock me to the couch. It doesn't lock me to the bed. I can take it wherever I want to play. Right now, that system is the Nintendo Switch 2. But because the titles that aren't on Nintendo, I'm actually looking for a second handheld to add to my collection, a PC handheld. And I've tried things like the PlayStation Portal, but it just wasn't for me. The stream quality on that thing just wasn't as great as I saw on the Switch 2 even. So if you do have some recommendations on a portable gaming system that's for PCs, or whether you think the Steam Deck is worth it over any PC gaming system, let me know down in the comments. And also let me know down there if you're still going to be building a PC or if you decided that this just isn't for you. I don't know if my experience is going to be similar to other people's. As always, thank you for watching. Click here to watch another one of my videos, and I will catch you in the next one.